It is Wednesday today. Sorry, I'm trying out a new tripod and I'm not loving it. It's Wednesday today and I have an inspection for a property that I have under contract. It's for my cute little buyer family, and the husband is going to come up to actually see it in person since he hasn't seen it in person yet. So I'm on my way to that right now. It's 9:20. So I'm going to be there for a few hours. I brought my admin stuff that I need to work on and some mailers that I can do without internet while I'm sitting over there. And then I have floor time later. I'm waiting to hear back on an appraisal from the new build, which it should be fine. I'm not worried about that appraising. And then I know the buyer for this property that I'm headed to right now told me yesterday that the bank is wanting to make some changes to the contract, and I'm not sure what they need, but lenders are kind of king because they hold all the money. So kind of what they say goes. So we'll see what happens. Really the only thing that I could think of is that they want to extend the closing date, which will probably end up being an issue if that's the case. Just because I think one of the reasons we got the house is because we were able to close on May 10th. So we'll see. It also could just be something internal that they need from them. So we'll see. I'm slightly nervous about it, but also we'll handle it when it comes. So that's what's on the docket for today. I'll be heading into the office for my floor time. And yeah, that's all for now. Okay, so inspection went well. Thank goodness, because the last inspection I had revealed that there were huge foundation cracks. So there is not much to report on this one, which is fantastic because, you know, in this market we had to waive objections to anything that weren't health and safety related. So radon test was fine. Nothing huge. We'll get the full report tomorrow. And then Friday is our objection day if we were going to have one. Really the only thing right now is that we got to put our appraisal back a couple of days. I think I explained in an earlier segment that the appraisers are just, excuse me, swamped right now. Because things are on such tight deadlines. And even our inspector told us that he is inspecting 3 other houses today about the same size as this one, which this one is about 3,500, maybe a little less than 3,500 square feet, which is a big house for one guy. A lot of outlets, a lot of little things that he has to double check. So I already reached out to the listing agent's assistant to see if that would be a huge deal breaker on the appraisal date, and she was like, it should be fine because we don't have an objection. I mean, when you are waiving an appraisal, woo! I need to get a new tripod. This thing is not. When you are waiving an appraisal objection, the person that really endangers is the buyer, because the bank has to do an appraisal because they have to know what the home is worth, and then that is going to determine your loan amount. So they're either going to do it off of the purchase price. So let's say you bought a house for $500,000 and it appraised at $550,000, so they'll do the appraisal off of the purchase price, which is awesome because you technically got some equity already in the house. Okay, sorry, we're having some like major tripod issues right now. Let's go back to my example. Let's say you bought a house for $500,000 and the appraisal came back at $450,000. Well, the bank is only going to approve your loan to 80%. The bank is only going to approve your loan to 80% of the lowest between appraisal and purchase price. So if you bought a house for $500,000 and it only appraised at $450,000, your loan is in some deep doo-doo. So that's why kind of waiving these appraisal objections is very tricky. Knock on wood, I have not had anything that did not appraise. So me and the listing agent both think that there should be zero issues for this guy appraising. So pray for us that it's fine, because it's very close to our closing date with that one, and it's already past the point that their earnest money would be deemed non-refundable, which is a 5-figure number. So we don't want to get that far and have them lose that money, but also to take out a loan on something that appraised very low is also just not a good idea. So I think it's going to be fine. I have good thoughts towards it. His loan is coming along great. The inspection, like I said, was a non-issue. Maybe a little things that we could potentially ask for, but we're not going to. So it was good to see my friend, and he couldn't stay as long as his wife did the other day because he has a meeting. So he's doing his meeting in his car as he's driving the 4 hours back home. But I'm glad that he got to come out and see it and at least knows for certain what he is buying. So I'm headed into the office right now. Starving though is the thing. It's 12:15. I don't technically have to be in the office until 3. But I also don't want to drive all the way home. I'm already out here. So I'll probably go. I'm going to head into the office and be able to work on my stuff there, which will be fine because I haven't seen everybody in a long time because I was in New York for a while, and then I got banished from the office because of COVID travel rules. So yeah, to the office, here we go. Okay, floor time is over. Did not get any calls. Wah. Oh well, that's fine. Did I miss a dang post office again? I think I did. Gosh darn it. Okay, that's fine. I have to go to the post office because I have some mailers that I need to send out. These are just a just sold postcard from my closing in March. It was at the end of March, so I hate that I'm kind of a little bit behind. But I sent a letter to all of his neighbors that are within his same one block. I did handwritten letters for everyone, just kind of saying, hey, we just closed on this property. It's a great time to sell if you're interested. And so I sent those letters last week, and then I've got these letters going out to those same people and then the entire neighborhood. So I'm kind of trying to farm them, I guess. Which I don't love that terminology, farming. I don't know what else we would call it. I'd have to think about that. But I guess I'm trying to farm them right now, and we will see, because I just got his friend, actually, the buyer's friend, called me, and that this buyer recommended me to them. And he kind of wants to look in a similar neighborhood. So it's like, now I have a qualified buyer. Do you want to sell? So pop these babies in really fast. Okay. So those are sent now. I'm on the way home. I don't really have anything else to do tonight. I wrote the amendment for our appraisal deadline, which I bumped it out to the 5th when I asked for the 4th. We'll see what the sellers think. Just because our guy can't come to the 3rd. It's been a crazy time for them, for appraisers as well. So I want to make sure that he has an adequate amount of time, because we need this house to appraise. It could be very bad if it doesn't. But me and the listing agent both think that it should appraise. At the very least, maybe $20,000 under what they're buying it for. But I really think that it's going to appraise and that it's going to be fine. And I'm just going to keep believing that until other evidence is presented. So I'm kind of excited actually to just be able to go home and turn off my work phone for a bit. Ever since I got back from New York, it's been a little bit crazy, which I love because I'm really enjoying the career and how fast paced it is, and I'm really having a good time, but I just need a day. And tomorrow's technically supposed to be my day off. We will see. I tend to get last minute showings, and I'm still in that stage of like, if I'm available, I will go, even though I try to train the buyers that I start with of like, we need to get a schedule going because it's easier for everyone to have a schedule going. But if I'm available and somebody texts me, I will go. But yeah, heading home now and gonna have some dinner, see my pet, and watch my